Hey guys, how's it going? This is Robbie Kenobi, and I'm back to bring you my WWE Elimination Chamber 2015 review. I know it's been a while since I last reviewed any kind of WWE special event, but I have some free time tonight, so I thought, what the hell? Why not get back to reviewing the pay-per-views and the special events on the WWE Network? Just a little quick note. Below in the description box, of course, you'll see my show rating and my match ratings for Elimination Chamber. But you'll also see down below my Payback 2015 review. So those match ratings as well as the match ratings for NXT TakeOver 5 Unstoppable. Just want to give you guys a little update on my channel. I'm going to try my best to do these reviews because I really did enjoy doing them back then. I know I had like time problems back then in terms of timeliness. Maybe I would do a review a week after the pay-per-view just because I was busy with other projects. But what I've decided I'm going to do is I'm going to try within the first week to review pay-per-view, special event, whatever it is that I watch on the WWE Network. And if I can't really get to it within a week, if just things get in the way or I'm busy with this and that, I won't stress over it. In terms of like providing you guys with new content, I'm going to do my best to provide you with new content whenever I get the chance. Not going to put myself on a time schedule. Not going to say I'm going to do this and have it up by this week. Whenever I have free time, if I'm in the mood to do a video or I have a project I'm working on, I'll do it and I'll get it to you guys as soon as I can. So that's pretty much my channel update. Let's get down to the review. So Elimination Chamber 2015, this was a WWE Network exclusive event, and this was, to me, just a mediocre show. I was pretty disappointed with the overall quality of the show. There were 3 matches that stood out, and then the other 3 matches just did not deliver. They didn't live up to their potential, because when you look at this card, when you look at all the talent in these matches, they had the potential. The show had the potential to be a good to great show. But yeah, it just was pretty mediocre. For the most part. We kicked off the show with the Tag Team Championship Elimination Chamber match. The New Day defending against Los Matadores, Cesaro and Tyson Kidd, the Lucha Dragons, the Primetime Players, and the Ascension. This was a good opener, and for the very first Tag Team Chamber match, I thought it was a fun match. It was a nice little experiment. There was nice action throughout the match. The only thing I was afraid of was the whole idea that there was so many teams in this match, so it's like so many bodies in the ring, and that if it got out of control, the match would just become a cluster. But that's not what happened. The match was booked good, so you didn't have all these guys in the ring at once. The Ascension had a good start to this match because they eliminated the Lucha Dragons and Los Matadores within a minute apart. I know the first elimination came 10 minutes into the match, and that was Los Matadores, and then the Lucha Dragons got eliminated. So Ascension was on a roll until they got eliminated, and I thought that was a little bit of a drag because I thought maybe if the Ascension had a good breakout performance, so to speak, in this match, then maybe that could have been the start of them rejuvenating their careers in terms of their characters, because I think they need to go back to just being the original badasses that they were in NXT. But getting back to the match, there was good action. There was the spot where Kalisto, I mean, he was trying to be the Daredevil in this match, and that's why I like him a lot. He's a hell of an athlete. He tried to do a move from the top of the pod, but the New Day were able to pull his leg down through the chain link fence from the top of the pod, so they were able to ground him for a moment. And then he started climbing the side of the chamber. One side of the chamber, he started climbing it, and then when he got to the top, he started climbing it more, so he was touching the roof of the chamber. I don't know exactly what the whole idea of that was, if that was a botch or he was supposed to do a shooting star from there. He ended up falling and landing on top of some guys, and it was kind of a weird move. I thought it was cool, but it was kind of weird too, if you get my drift. The crowd thought it was cool too. I was surprised, though, going back to the Lucha Dragons, that they got eliminated early in the match. And the match came down to the New Day and the Primetime Players, which really surprised me because I thought it was going to come down to either them and Cesaro and Kidd, or New Day and by them I'm referring to the New Day, or New Day and Lucha Dragons. But I think it's cool that Primetime Players got to shine in that match. They had a good outing in the final 3, 4, 5 minutes of that match. But New Day with the numbers game, they triple teamed. I think it was Darren Young. So all three of them dogpiled Darren Young after they got in like a Trouble in Paradise from Kofi, and they got the 1, 2, 3 to retain the tag team championship. So a good experiment for the first tag team Elimination Chamber match. Would I be open to another one? Depends on who's in the match and depends on how they may book it. But other than that, like I said, I enjoyed this match. I enjoyed this chamber match a lot more than the other chamber match that happened later in the night for the Intercontinental Championship, which I'll get to in a little bit. But yeah, overall, I thought the tag team chamber match, good fun opener, 3.25 stars. Then we move on to the Divas Championship match. Nikki Bella defending against Naomi and Paige. This match sucked. There was nothing really notable that stood out in it. Nikki Bella retained. And unfortunately, Naomi did not get the Divas Championship win that I honestly thought she was going to get and that I do believe she deserves. That's all I have to say about that. Hey, I'm happy Paige is back, but this match sucked. There was nothing that I could really that really stood out to me. I mean, one or two cool spots, but they're not really worth mentioning. We'll see if this Nikki Bella Naomi feud continues or if Paige turns heel again and goes after Nikki. But I do think it's time that we get Charlotte to the main roster to spicing up storylines a little bit with regards to the Divas, you know, some new feuds. Moving on, though, to what I consider match of the night. I think a lot of people consider this the match of the night, and this had a huge, big fight feel to it, considering that there was only 2 weeks to build this match, because this pay-per-view literally came 2 weeks after Payback. John Cena versus Kevin Owens, champion versus champion. This match was awesome. I mean, I was heavily invested in this match because I was concerned that Kevin Owens might lose in his main roster debut match. But Kevin Owens delivered. I mean, he, in my opinion, is the hottest commodity in WWE right now. Not just WWE, but NXT. Within the company in general, I mean. Kevin Owens really shined on this night. I mean, he took it to John Cena. The match started off slow in the beginning, but then it picked up. Kevin Owens, I mean, he did his own version of the 5-knuckle shuffle. He did his own version of the AA. He brought the fight to John Cena. I mean, you know, sorry about that. I just really enjoyed this match, and I was heavily rooting for Kevin Owens because, you know, nothing personal against John Cena, because I respect the guy for what he's achieved and for the sportsman and ambassador he's been for WWE all these years. But I really wanted to see Kevin Owens get the win, and they went back and forth. There were a couple times when I thought Cena had him. There were a few times when I thought Owens, a few moments where Owens, you know, I was like getting antsy because Owens would hit a big move and he wouldn't capitalize. And I'm like, man, he's going to let Cena get his win back and whatnot. But the ending in this match was brilliant. You had John Cena, who seemed to be on a roll as he was knocking down Kevin Owens with these hard clotheslines. And then he bounces off the ropes and he falls prey. He falls victim to the pop-up powerbomb. Kevin Owens pops him up, powerbombs him. 1, 2, 3. Kevin Owens pins John Cena clean in the middle of the ring. I mean, I marked out because I was so happy Kevin Owens got the victory. I mean, he is such a badass. He's the hottest commodity in WWE right now. He's the hottest heel on NXT. I mean, this guy is just unstoppable at this point, it seems. He is the hottest commodity, like I just said. And WWE has something big with this guy. And, you know, if you've read any of the reports, he is going to be transitioning within the next 2 months from NXT to the main roster. Now, what I think would be really cool is if Kevin Owens competes on both shows. And then, say by the end of the year, he manages to hold on to his NXT championship, and then he wins the WWE World Heavyweight Championship, making him the only cross-brand, right, or dual-branded superstar to hold both of those brands' major titles. If that happened by the end of this year, if Kevin Owens continues to keep getting built and pushed like this badass, unstoppable, remorseless monster, and he gets to fight for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship and he wins while still holding on to the NXT Championship, he would undoubtedly go down as the greatest, I guess, not rookie, but the greatest breakout star in WWE history, considering that he just beat John Cena clean last night. I'm recording this as of Monday, in case I don't upload it tonight, in case you may watch this on Tuesday. He beat John Cena. He annihilated Sami Zayn twice in NXT championship matches. One to win the championship, by which he knocked Sami Zayn out. The other, he just remorselessly beat him down and pretty much put him out for good. Kevin Owens, I've never seen his work as Kevin Steen, but I know of his reputation in the indies. And I'm not this guy jumping on the Kevin Owens bandwagon. I've been a fan of Kevin Owens since he joined NXT in December, this past December at our Evolution. I've really liked his work. And I'm really, really happy that he got the chance. He got a hell of a breakout moment. He came to the main roster. He picked a fight with John Cena. He ended a fight with John Cena by pop-up powerbombing Cena's ass and pinning him 1, 2, 3 clean in the middle of the ring. It was a great match. They delivered big time. Owens, had great standout moments. He was just bringing the fight to John Cena. There was this one counter where Owens from the top rope dropped Cena on his head with this reverse fisherman suplex. I don't really know how to describe it, but Kevin Owens was bringing out everything in his arsenal. These guys just put on an amazing, amazing match. It's definitely match of the night. And like I said, I'm really happy that Kevin Owens got the win. He deserved the win. He said on Twitter that everything he worked for ultimately led up to that night, the biggest match of his career. Now, there's one little thing I need to rant about, and that's the fact that they're going to rematch at Money in the Bank. Kevin Owens, John Cena round 2. And that's right. I put Kevin Owens' name first because he won the match. He's the headliner of this match, in my opinion. They don't really need a rematch. But, of course, John Cena's got to get his win back somehow. And I do not know if they're going to let Cena beat Kevin Owens. Well, if they let Cena beat Kevin Owens, they're foolish. Because you do not want to kill Kevin Owens' momentum. This guy could be the hottest thing. At the end of the year, he could be the hottest superstar on both the main roster and NXT. He could be the superstar of the year if he's continued to be pushed and built like this unstoppable monster. I really am praying that John Cena does not beat Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens needs to beat John Cena and prove that it wasn't a fluke first time around. And I don't think anybody's calling it a fluke. But I think, storyline-wise, they're probably going to make it sound like it was a fluke. But it was no fluke. Kevin Owens started a fight with John Cena, and he ended it. He backed his words up. So, I personally think Kevin Owens should be in the Money in the Bank ladder match, which I'm going to address at the end of this review. I think Kevin Owens should be joining those other 6 guys in the Money in the Bank ladder match. And hell, he should be winning the Money in the Bank ladder match to guarantee himself a title shot in the near future. And then he cashes in maybe at the end of the year. And Kevin Owens is your only dual-branded champion. How insane would that be? But like I said, that was an amazing match. They really delivered. Props to both guys, especially Kevin Owens for that breakout performance. 3.25 stars. I know some people gave it 4 stars. I personally went with 3.25 stars. I'm not saying it's a bad match. I still think it was an incredible match between the two. It's just my personal opinion because I didn't like how slow it started off. But still, kudos to Kevin Owens for backing up what he said he was going to do. He picked the fight, and he ended it. Then we got Neville versus Bo Dallas, and this match was disappointing because I like the fact that they were rekindling the feud that Neville and Bo Dallas had from last year on NXT when they were feuding over the NXT Championship. But this match, I think it only went 5-6 minutes. I didn't like it. It was disappointing. Neville got the win like he should. And Bo Dallas, well, I don't know where he goes from here. Bo Dallas was on a roll with the winning streak last year. Now, I don't know. I don't know what happens to Bo Dallas. But all I can say is I'm really happy with how Adrian Neville has been impressing the WWE Universe day in and day out, especially on Raw and SmackDown. He just continues to impress, and I'm really happy that he's been doing well on the main roster so far. Yes, he's lost a couple times here and there, but you know what? He keeps impressing, and I'm sure he'll keep gaining more wins. Eventually, he'll lose here and there, but I'm sure Neville's going to get pushed big time. And I don't see him winning the title, but I could see him as a strong mid-card Intercontinental Champion, a top mid-card star in the future. So I'm happy with how he's being booked so far. So, kudos to Neville for, making a splash on the main roster. But like I said, this match is disappointing, and I was actually looking forward to it, believe it or not. Then we got the second of 2 Elimination Chamber matches, which was for the vacant Intercontinental Championship. Dolph Ziggler versus King Barrett versus R-Truth versus Sheamus versus Ryback versus Mark Henry, who replaced Rusev because Rusev fractured his foot during the SmackDown tapings last week. And this was another disappointing match. It wasn't a horrible Elimination Chamber match, but I thought it was slow. It tried to take a methodical pace. I just wasn't feeling it. It was decent, but it was disappointing still. It wasn't horrible, but it was not great. It was disappointing. I was surprised that R-Truth did not get eliminated first. He actually got eliminated second. It was King Barrett who got eliminated first. And Barrett is actually looking strong in that match for the first 7, 8, 9 minutes he was in it. But yeah, I can't really think of anything that stands out in this chamber match. I mean, there was a cool spot where King Barrett threw Dolph Ziggler through Mark Henry's pod, and then Mark Henry was pissed off, and he went after King Barrett, and then he was officially entered into the match. So that was cool. Honestly, I think everybody was expecting Bray Wyatt to replace Rusev. So when I saw Mark Henry, I thought in my mind, like, Mark Henry? Really? Like, I wasn't shocked. I wasn't surprised. I was just like, really? Mark Henry? Wow. But other than that, the match had some good spots, not as many good ones as in the tag team chamber match. And this match came down surprisingly to Sheamus and Ryback. And I honestly thought Sheamus was going to win this thing. But to the surprise of us all, Ryback got the win. He got the win after he threw Sheamus. He did he powerbomb tossed, if I can even name that move properly, Sheamus into the ring. He shell shocked him, and then he got the 1, 2, 3 to win his very first singles title. Now, I was shocked, to be honest, that Ryback won this match because I honestly didn't expect him to win. But I'm happy that Ryback won for 2 reasons. One, he's busted his butt ever since 2012 to get to the top spot. And I've been a believer in Ryback since he debuted. I thought if pushed right, he could have been one of the next big top stars. And it's unfortunate that it didn't go as planned, especially after the whole debacle with him and CM Punk inside Hell in a Cell. 2, with Ryback having pinned Sheamus for the Intercontinental Championship, this plants the seeds for a Ryback-Sheamus feud, which I think is a good way for Ryback, now as Intercontinental Champion, to regain momentum that he may have lost in recent weeks and to establish himself as a strong fighting Intercontinental Champion. What happens from there is based on how he's booked. I hope Ryback has a strong run as Intercontinental Champion. I always thought he could have been a top star. He hasn't been booked right in the past. The feud with John Cena really didn't help him, especially when they had him blame the audience for why he attacked John Cena when the real Ryback would have just gone out there, called Cena out and said he's hungry and he wants the WWE Championship. But other than that, this chamber match was just slow, methodical. I didn't really like it that much. It's not horrible, but it was very disappointing because I thought with all 6 of these guys, you would have had a hell of a match. I did like the celebration at the end. Daniel Bryan was there to present Ryback, or the Ryback as he called him, with the Intercontinental Championship. Ryback acknowledged him as an inspiration. They shook hands, and the crowd acknowledged them both. So congratulations to Ryback. Like I said, I've been a believer of him since 2012. I'm happy that WWE's finally giving him that chance. They're giving him a chance to roll with the ball. And I wish him the best for his Intercontinental Championship reign. I hope he holds that belt till November, hell December, hell January if they book him properly. And he can really regain a lot of momentum and rebuild himself as a top star. But like I said, this chamber match, disappointing. Didn't deliver like the tag team chamber match did. And I prefer the tag team chamber match over the Intercontinental Championship chamber match. Finally, we got to the main event. Seth Rollins defending the WWE World Heavyweight Championship against Dean Ambrose. Very good match. Once again, these guys had a, gave it their all. Going into this match, I didn't know if WWE was going to pull the trigger on this rumor that Dean Ambrose was going to win the title. They were going to give Ambrose the title, but then they were going to give it back to Rollins in 2 weeks at Money in the Bank. Because I personally believe Ambrose deserves more than just a 2-week title reign. He deserves at least 2-3 months as champion, 4 months, 5 months, whatever, based on how over he is with the crowd, the series of matches he's having, the feuds, whatever. So yeah, that was my only concern going into this match. Like, would they really give Ambrose the title? Because if they did, it was going to be bittersweet. Because I already know he was going to drop it 2 weeks later at Money in the Bank. But let's get back to the match, and then I'll comment on I'll address Money in the Bank. Very good match. Once again, like I said, Ambrose, Rollins delivered. I was happy to see them in the main event again. I was really happy that WWE was deciding to rekindle this feud because the feud they had in 2014, undoubtedly the feud of the year, but it did not have that defining conclusion. We had their SummerSlam match. We had the match afterwards where it was Falls Count Anywhere. And then Dean Ambrose was laid out by Seth Rollins on the cinder blocks with the curb stomp. And then he returned at Night of Champions. They had their Hell in a Cell match. And there was the Bray Wyatt ending. And it never really felt like this feud came to an end. Like, it didn't have that definitive ending. WWE's rekindling the feud. They had this match here as a nice little appetizer, so to speak. Because it ended in a DQ. It was one of those dusty finishes. And basically what happened was Dean Ambrose went for that elbow he does from the top rope when the opponent is standing. Rollins pushed the referee in the way, so Ambrose clocked the referee by mistake. Rollins knocked Ambrose down. He went for the Phoenix Splash. He did the roll when he lands on his feet. Ambrose laid him out with dirty deeds. And then a second referee came in and counted 1, 2, 3. Now, when I first saw that, I thought, oh my God, they gave him the title. And like I was saying, the only reason I didn't want to see Ambrose win the title because it was going to be bittersweet because he would have to drop the belt 2 weeks later to Rollins at the Money in the Bank pay-per-view. So I'm just sitting there shocked thinking, oh my God, Ambrose is the champ. But then I started thinking, well, you know what they're going to do? They're going to say that the wrong referee counted the 3. The referee that ran into the ring was not the official referee who was assigned to the match. And then they're gonna find some other little screwy loophole and then Ambrose was gonna be stripped of the belt. And then I was thinking, well, Money in the Bank, they'll do a ladder match to determine the undisputed champ. And Rollins will regain the title there. So so it would be like he never technically lost it. What ends up happening is the official referee for that match tells the substitute referee that he's disqualifying Rollins for shoving him into Ambrose, for intentionally shoving him into Ambrose. And then I figured, yeah, they're going to disqualify Ambrose, or they're going to disqualify Rollins. Ambrose still wins, but he doesn't get the title. So what happens? Dean Ambrose takes matters into his own hands. That's pretty much what happened. Lillian made the announcement. Ambrose is your winner. By disqualification, Seth Rollins retains the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. And Seth Rollins' face when he found out he was still champion, it was like he won the friggin' lotto or something. It was priceless. But other than that, Dean Ambrose decides to take matters into his own hands. He starts fighting off the Authority, but then the numbers start catching up to him. Roman Reigns makes his entrance. The Authority expects he's gonna come down from the crowd. Seth Rollins tries to escape and boom, runs into a Superman punch. Roman Reigns lays out everybody on the Authority. Dean Ambrose Roman grabs the WWE World Heavyweight Championship, presents it to Ambrose. They escape through the crowd, and Dean Ambrose, while not technically the winner, while not technically the new champion, is your WWE World Heavyweight Champion. He didn't win the title. He won the match, and in his eyes, he's the new champ. He won the match. He's the champ. So I love it. I have no problem with that finish because that's clever booking, that's smart booking, keeps the feud going. None of them look weak, and it sets the stage for Money in the Bank. And the Money in the Bank match is probably going to be the definitive conclusion to their feud, unless they do one more match at Battleground and it's last man standing, or I quit. And that could be the definitive conclusion to that feud right there. But I'm excited. Raw's starting. Raw's about to start soon. But I prefer watching it on Hulu Plus, so I'm gonna catch it tomorrow after it's made available. So I'm looking forward to seeing what happens. It's most likely gonna be a Money in the Bank rematch. They're gonna have a ladder match out Rollins and Ambrose to determine the champion. But I love the booking because it's like it's Attitude Era style booking. Ambrose is holding the title hostage. He won the match, so he believes he's the champ. Rollins is still the champ, but he wants his belt back. And you know him and the Authority will do whatever it takes to get that belt back. So I'm really looking forward to seeing how this feud progresses, and I'm pretty sure we're getting a ladder match to determine the undisputed WWE World Heavyweight Champion at Money in the Bank. But another very good match from these guys, 3.5 stars. Overall, the show itself, I give 5.75 out of 10 because the tag team chamber match, Owens and Cena and Rollins and Ambrose cannot save this show from being mediocre. The rest of it sucked. I did not enjoy it. I did like seeing Ryback win the Intercontinental Championship. But other than that, this show, mediocre, disappointing. Don't go out of your way to watch it. I mean, the 3 matches that I recommend, well, the match I definitely recommend is Owens versus Cena. Definitely check that match out. And definitely check out Rollins and Ambrose, too, if you want to see another really good match from these guys. But this pay-per-view, not worth watching. You're not missing anything. Like I said, I give it 5.75 out of 10. I think it's the weakest pay-per-view of this year so far. Let's see how Battleground does after we get through Money in the Bank, which is 2 weeks away. Can you believe that? 2 weeks away. And I want to end this video by saying one thing. If you saw who's in the Money in the Bank ladder match, there's 6 participants announced so far. I think 4 more are going to be announced, so you get a total of 10. When you look at the 6 that have been announced so far, Dolph Ziggler, Sheamus, Roman Reigns, Randy Orton, Neville, and Kofi Kingston. When you look at them, it's really easy to predict who's going to win that match, and that's Roman Reigns. Nothing against Roman. I love the guy, big supporter of him. I want to see him be world champ one of these days. I want to see him be a future main eventer. But it's easy to predict that Roman Reigns will win this match, unless Dean Ambrose doesn't get his title shot. He's thrown in the Money in the Bank ladder match as like punishment. Then I see Dean Ambrose winning it. But when you look at the guys in this match, Ziggler, Sheamus, Kofi, Neville, Orton, Roman. Of those 6 so far, Roman's the obvious winner. So easy to predict. Now, I'm interested in seeing who else gets thrown into this match. Maybe a Bray Wyatt, maybe Cesaro, maybe Kevin Owens. If WWE's listening, don't do the Cena rematch. Put him in the Money in the Bank. Hell, put Cena in the Money in the Bank match with him. Continue their feud there. Have Owens win Money in the Bank. And then maybe do a match. Owens and Cena at Battleground with the Money in the Bank contract on the line. And have Owens beat Cena again. Or maybe save it for SummerSlam. But don't do the rematch right there at Money in the Bank. I'm honestly concerned where WWE's going to go with this. I would rather see Kevin Owens in that Money in the Bank ladder match squaring off against guys like Sheamus, Ziggler, Neville. Well, he's already battled Neville on NXT. But Roman, we haven't seen Roman Reigns versus Kevin Owens. We haven't seen Kevin Owens versus Dolph Ziggler. That's what I would say is the right move. That's best for business. I mean, granted, I'm sure Cena and Owens will deliver another real good rematch, another great rematch. But I really don't want to see it. Because I'm concerned they're going to give Cena his win back. I'd rather see Kevin Owens go in the Money in the Bank ladder match, win that damn thing, maybe put the briefcase on the line against Cena at SummerSlam, beat Cena again, and then go on to cash in whenever and win the title. We'll see. We will see what happens. I just hope WWE doesn't drop the ball with Kevin Owens this early. But going back to what I was saying earlier, you look at those 6, Roman's most likely going to win unless Ambrose gets thrown into it, or Kevin Owens gets thrown into it. Those are slim chances. Or Brock Lesnar gets thrown into it, and that's a real slim chance. But we'll see. Money in the Bank should be good, though. Always look forward to the ladder match, and I'm looking forward to Ambrose versus Rollins in what could be a Money in the Bank championship ladder match. But that's it, guys. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Of course, you want to see more of my videos, click that subscribe button. Check my description box for all match ratings from Elimination Chamber, Payback, and NXT TakeOver Unstoppable. And like I said, whenever I get free time and I got a video on my mind, I'm going to be working. I'll do my best to work on that video. I'm not going to set myself on a schedule or anything. So I'll do my best to get you content, new content whenever I can. I will give you guys a little teaser. I want you guys to keep your eyes open on my channel, because sometime soon I have a special video that I want to do about NXT and Lucha Underground. Undoubtedly the two hottest brands in professional wrestling right now. And if I get Destination America, I might do a review, or I might do a special video on ROH, because I'm really excited that they're going to be on a channel that if I get it, I can finally watch, because I've been wanting to watch ROH for a while. Yes, I know it's online. I don't remember if you have to pay a fee, but I might do a video on that. So like I said, guys, keep your eyes open for new content. Keep your eyes open for an NXT and Lucha Underground video. And I might even do an ROH video. But thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys for watching. Have a nice night, and I'll see you guys later.